Hello and welcome to Dubai. I just landed from Istanbul, and what I thought would have been a quick 4-hour flight to Delhi turned out to be a much more chaotic experience thanks to the delays and cancellations. I was actually excited for this flight as it would have been my first time on an Air India 787, but it turned out to be, let's just say, a complete chaos. It's actually my first time in Dubai, and I was definitely excited. So let's first clear the security and head to the lounge, and let's talk more about that. Everything was going fine until this point. My flight was on time. I was supposed to have a 3-hour layover in Dubai, and it seemed like I had plenty of time to visit the lounge, but I guess we had different plans. At Dubai International, Air India passengers have access to the Alhan and Marhaba lounge. And today we are going to the Alhan lounge. The lounge was actually quite nice and had plenty of seating available for everyone. I was easily able to find a place to sit and spend a few hours before my flight. The lounge also features a buffet for breakfast and had a pretty good selection of food. They featured multiple cuisines, both local and international, and had a really good spread. They had a lot of good beverage options as well. I personally love these little containers of food, and I highly recommend this lounge over the Marhaba lounge. Till this point, the delay had already started. The flight, which was supposed to leave at 9:55, was delayed to 10:55. At around 10 a.m., I decided to head to the gate. I actually really like this excessive baggage disposal system they have over here, as instead of going to waste, they can actually donate this. Well, guess what? A flight has been delayed again, and the new departure time is 12. So let's head back to the lounge because we have nothing else to do over here. Well, guess what? Our flight has been delayed again to 1:30. Honestly, I thought that was the worst of it, but I was so wrong. A few hours later, I got another notification from Air India saying my flight has been finally cancelled. I tried calling Air India, and although they could reschedule me onto a flight which was leaving at midnight, they said that they don't have any idea about accommodation. My flight had more than 10 hours, so I can't stay in the lounge for that long, so they asked me to visit the transfer desk. Well, for the lack of words, it was a complete shit show over here. Well, this was a complete chaos. There were like 100 plus people over here, and only three Air India representatives, and everyone wanted to rebook onto a new flight, and it was a complete chaos. I tried calling Air India again, and they said that they can't change my flight because I booked via Life Miles. I contacted Life Miles, and they said that my flight is operated by Air India, so to contact them. Well, this went on for a few 30 minutes, I think, and then Someone from Air India finally was able to rebook me onto a flight which was leaving in more than 10 hours. So they finally gave me an accommodation. I thought things would get way better from now, but trust me, it wasn't. The only good thing about this experience was getting to see the A380 from this close. Honestly, it was beautiful, and this was definitely a highlight of this trip. On reaching the Emirates terminal, the chaos continued. We literally had no one from Air India who was guiding the way. They just told us to go to the hotel, and we had no idea where we were going. It took us like 15-20 minutes to find the hotel, and eventually we did made it to the hotel. But things did not stop over there. I did not think anything else could go wrong, right? Well, it could get worse. On reaching the hotel, I was told that I had to share my room with a random person. As a solo traveler in business class, this was completely unexpected. Even if I was traveling in economy, as a solo traveler, you would think that getting your own room would be a basic amenity, but apparently it's not. At least the room was nice and I had my own bed. I think I should get some sleep because it's already been a long day. I will see you guys soon. Good evening from the lounge. Air India had offered me a few meal vouchers, so I decided to grab a quick bite before heading back to the terminal. The food was decent, but the experience could have been way better. I haven't even boarded my flight yet. Still, this is one of my worst flights ever. The entire experience was a huge mess. Air India only had 4 or 5 people at the airport, and there were more than 200 people who needed assistance. Most of the passengers had literally surrounded these people trying to get rebooked onto the next flight, and I tried reaching out to the customer care, but they told me that since my ticket was booked by Life Miles, hence I need to contact Life Miles. On contacting Life Miles, I was told that as I had already flown my first leg with Turkish, I need to contact either Turkish or Air India. Thankfully, there was a kind lady from Air India at the airport who was able to rebook me onto a flight which was at 12:30 midnight, but I had to wait more than 10 hours for that. On asking if there was going to be any compensation, I was told that since Air India rebooked me onto a new flight and I was provided with accommodation as well, hence Air India does not owe me anything. This was really weird as someone who's based in the US. If your flight is delayed by this much, you generally get a pretty good compensation, so this was really shocking for me. The entire experience could have been way better. There was miscommunication, the accommodation provided was not really good, the flight options could have been way better, and there's just so much stuff that Air India could have improved. Honestly, I was not expecting this from Air India. As someone who takes about 10 flights every year with Air India, I had never faced such an experience before. Let's finally get our boarding pass, and hopefully I get a window seat. Although I had my PNR, still, while checking in, I was not able to select my seat, so hopefully I get a window seat. Thankfully, I was assigned 3 Alpha, which is a window seat. So let's head back to the lounge and hope for no further delay. The lounge was really crowded at this hour and it was not easy to find a vacant seat. Thankfully, at the end of the lounge, I was able to find an empty spot and spend like 1 hour before my flight. The food, as I mentioned before, was pretty good, and this was probably one of the few positives of this flight. It's finally time to head back to our boarding gate, and hopefully there is no further delay. The boarding for our flight hasn't started yet, but we can still head to the gate anyway. Well, guess what? Our flight has been delayed again by about 40 minutes. We don't have enough time to head back to the lounge, so let's have a seat. Excuse me. Wait. It's time to finally board. You can tell from my voice how tired I sound. It's all clustered. Thank you. Well, there she is, the beautiful 787-8. At the beginning of this video, I was really excited to fly this beautiful plane, but I don't know how excited I am at this point. Anyway, let's finally reach Delhi. It's interesting they're only using one of the jet bridges for the boarding, which I was not expecting, but thankfully the main jet bridge wasn't too crowded and I only had to wait a few minutes before boarding. Three alpha? 3 alpha is right over there, right? 3 alpha. I was really tired and exhausted at this point. For example, instead of going on the left side, I went on the right side, as my seat was 3 alpha, but I went to the other section. Welcome to 3 alpha aboard this beautiful 787. Even though it's a really old product and it's a 222 configuration, still I really like this product because of the leg space that we have over here. Let's have some fresh juice before heading for this 4-hour flight to Delhi. Let's take a look at the seat. It features a 15-inch IFE, a leg rest with some storage under that, a literature compartment, over here we have the tray table. You can definitely tell how old the product is because the table was kind of stuck and it took a lot of force to pull it out. The table was nice and sturdy though. Over here we have the IFE control, a bottle and a universal power adapter. Over here we have our reading lights and a divider. Something I really like about the 787 is the dimmable windows. As you can see, that they don't have any window shades. Overall, it's a really decent product and I won't mind flying this on long haul. We were also offered a pair of headphones and the bar and the food. The headphones were pretty decent and they definitely have improved them. For the menu, we're gonna have murg musalam today, which will be served with some dessert and some rice. Air India recently introduced this new drink menu and offered a better selection of wine, cocktails, and mocktails. Let's take a look at the lavatory. I wish Air India had more amenities in their lavatory, just like Singapore Airlines or other global carriers. It's definitely decent, but there's nothing special about this. Finally, the boarding is complete and we are all ready for departure. I really like the new Air India safety video as it showcases the culture of India. It's definitely one of my favorites. I arrived in Dubai about 7 a.m. the previous day and right now it's 1 a.m. So I was stuck in Dubai for about 18 hours. Well, let's finally say goodbye to Dubai. We will start the meal service with some ginger ale and some roasted nuts. Shortly after, the main meal was offered and was pretty good. It came with an egg curry, some chicken, some Indian dessert, some salad, and some breads. Something I really like about the 787 is that it has a full flat bed compared to the Air India 777, which only have an angle flat bed. Good night, let's get some sleep. Good morning, we are about to land in Delhi. Overall, the flight was pretty nice, but still, the overall experience was really bad. Before we land in Delhi, let's check out the in flight entertainment. The IFE was definitely dated, and combined with the small screen, it was not a really good experience. It featured a limited amount of Hollywood and Bollywood movies. Although for a short haul flight it was fine, but considering they used to fly these planes to Washington, this was definitely not up to the date. The plane also featured an entertainment system called Vista, which is direct to your personal devices, but for some reason it wasn't available on my flight. The new IFE system on the newer A350s and 787 is definitely a lot better compared to the old 787 and 777s. I can't wait to fly the 787-9. It's really foggy outside, so you might not be able to see a lot. Welcome to the Delhi airport. Overall, the flight was really nice, but thanks to the delays and cancellation, the overall flight experience was really bad. Although I would love to fly Air India, and I'm actually flying the 787-9, which is the ex-Vistara plane, soon. Thank you. This is just beautiful. Getting to see the 787 this close in person is so rare nowadays. At least it's a good end to the video. Welcome to India. Thanks a lot for joining me today in this journey from Dubai to Delhi. Initially, we were supposed to land at about 2:55 the previous day, and right now it's about 6 a.m. in the morning. Overall, the flight experience wasn't that bad, but the delays, the cancellation made this flight really bad. I wish Air India watches my video and take the feedback about the on-ground service. Thankfully, the immigration did not take as much time, and we can finally collect our luggage and head back to our hotel. Thanks a lot for joining me in this video, and I will see you guys until next time. Bye bye.